And Regal Visit is where you can potentially, if you would like, fight the hand for the first time. Actually, I guess that's the only time you have to fight the hand, um, unless like Watched causes you to fight the hand.
Hmm.
But then you choose like at year 16 you just choose a nemesis encounter. Um, and so if you've encountered the Kingsman, oh shit, no, okay, so Regal Visit, and then you add Nemesis encounter the hand 2 years later. But the first time he comes, he just like fucks your shit up. So on a roll of 1 to 3, um, there's like if you have accept darkness, some other shit can happen. But on a roll of 1 to 3, it just like uh, he destroys your lantern oven and kills 4 of your population. He just like does that. It just happens. Um, unless you challenge the hand to avoid this loss. So, like,
Oh shit.
you can send people out, and then I think there's something similar when the Kingsman comes. Let me see, or is it Strangers? Maybe it's Armored Strangers. Oh, uh, oh yeah. So actually, so I never fought the Kingsman the first time. What happened was, um, Armored Strangers is like the first time the Kingsmen can show up, and you count your population, and then you roll on the table, and like if you have 7 or less population, uh, the Kingsman does something to help you. If you have 8 or more, he does something to fuck your shit up. And so basically, it was like, um, I think we were gonna lose like something we didn't want to, or whatever, and then we were
Hmm.
like, well, let's just, and so you can resist. Um, and fight the Kingsmen instead. But we were like, didn't really have anyone that well geared yet. We were like, I don't really think we can fight the Kingsmen. Or like my friends didn't want to. I wanted to. I wanted to at least try. But so we just like pretended like we fought the Kingsmen and instead just like lost 4 population. Um, we just assumed they would all die, which they probably would have. But I at least wanted to see the Kingsman. Um, and uh, and so they just all died. And then like 2 weeks later, we were like, well, let's try fighting like a what did we do? Like we were on break for a while, and like we thought we were doing okay, and we tried to fight a level 2 antelope, and that thing killed all 4 of those. So we lost like 8 population in like 2
Holy
sittings. We were
shit.
like under, yeah, we were at like probably like 4 or 5 population, and they were just like, "There's no way we're coming back from this." So we just called it. We were just like, "That's a lost colony." And then we waited a couple months, and then we started up again, and now we're 12 encounters in or whatever
Nice.
almost. So.
Yeah, I really like it. It's
The first
fun.
night we, dude, this is honestly like I'm about to start another game with I think Tim and some of his friends. So
Nice.
that basically has me playing like three nights of this every week. I really like it. I just think like I don't think you were here for it earlier, and it's kind of a spoiler, but I don't think it's a huge deal. I fought a Phoenix for the first time ever Monday night. I'd never fought a Phoenix before because it's like 8 speed and 10 strength, and it's like it's it does a basic attack after every one of its AI cards,
Hmm.
and its basic attack is this like big conal AOE in the front. But we drew this AI card that was just I don't remember what it was called. I'll probably find it real quick, but we drew this AI card and Phoenix AI. Here, search. For to show me which of these is the fuck. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. I hate when the decks stay gray.
Yeah.
It's hit location, resources. It's gonna be the last one I pick up. Probably. 50% chance now.
Yep.
Oh my god, it is. Okay. If I can find it. Come on. So, it also ages you. It's got this thing called Spiral Age, where it'll like it puts these decade tokens on you,
Mm-hmm.
and then every time it does Spiral Age, you age a year for each decade token on you. So you could age
Oh
like 8,
shit.
10, a million years. You could just like straight up die off of the encounter.
That's fucked up. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Spiral
It's super.
Age.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's got some fucked up shit. Where's the attack though that it did last night? That's fucking hilarious. This is one I haven't seen. Anal Torium. Roll 1d10 on the result of a 6+. A random survivor in the blind spot is pulled in. If you haven't seen like a real life sculpt of the Phoenix, it's got hands coming out of like all over it, like out of its wings, and it's actually like when you put the model together, the Phoenix has an asshole with hands coming out of it. And so that's what this refers to, is like it can actually pull you into its ass. I didn't know this until I just looked through this deck, but I mean,
Oh, that's
it,
amazing.
it, can- it's also got excrete, where it can just straight up shit on your survivors. Um, the one that it did last night, though, where's it at? That just was like fucking ridiculous. Is it not in this deck somehow? Really sad. Oh,
So are the pieces in the actual game, like, are they white so you can paint them and stuff if you want?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can Google like painted versions of this shit. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking through them right now. It's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. My friend hadn't put together his Phoenix yet, so we just played with the base. He had the actual Phoenix, but it was so cool. Where is this thing, man? Come on.
I was trying to see the backside of the Phoenix, but I don't see one yet.
Sometimes I think these thing cards, it's either that or there's one where the Phoenix is to destroy your genitals.
Oh my goodness.
It's great though. It's like, where's the feast?
Wow, so the game's actually sold out
Oh yeah.
online.
It's like really hard to get a hold of. I actually don't see this in here.
So they have like they have a Slender Man expansion.
They have a shitload of expansions. Yeah, if you go to their website, they have
Yeah, that's where I'm at. A lot of
10
crazy stuff. Yeah,
some odd expansions.
fucking
Where?
pretty sick though.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the expansions are pretty expensive. The core game is $400 when it's in stock. Um, I have two friends with it that they got it through Kickstarter, where it was like $100 for the core game,
Oh,
which is a
okay.
fucking steal.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, $400 is insane.
I mean, it makes sense though. Look at how much you actually get with it. It's a ton of
Yeah,
stuff.
the box for the regular game is I think like 14 or 17 pounds or something.
Oh, is that? I just yeah. Okay, that's what it says. It is 17
Oh,
pounds of nightmare horror gaming.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's insane. Because like, so the survivors, um, if you haven't looked at the survivor stuff yet, so everything that you can craft in the game, so all the armor, all the weapons are accurately represented in plastic, so that you can uh, like the idea was like, you know, you would play your session and then you would go to you'd play your hunt and you'd go to the settlement or your showdown or whatever, you'd go to the
Hmm.
settlement and you'd craft up your gear, and then like after you did that, you and your friends would hang out and like alter your models so that they look appropriate to the gear that they're wearing,
Oh,
because
that's
you
cool.
can change out every single piece, which is we don't do, that's too much work, but
Yeah,
okay, I'll
but I
give
mean
you that
it's
what it
cool.
is. It's not an attack, it is a reflex on one of these on a hit location. Um, One of the reflexes is wound. If the attacker has any age tokens, they suffer rewind. Rewind. Undo the survivor's attack. Restore any wounds or persistent injuries this attack caused to the monster. Place the survivor 5 spaces away from the monster. So like, if you get that and one of your hits and then you wound, it just fucking undoes it. It's like, nah. Not only did that one not wound, but everything else you did
That sucks. And it looks like the feathered buttocks
is
has something
undone for that
similar
turn.
to it as well.
The what does?
The feathered buttocks has the rewind as well.
Uh, okay, yeah. Glorious primary eyes. So if you if you hit this location, it's first strike. You must roll to wound this hit location card first. It just says the attacker may cancel their attack, so you don't have to attack it. But if you do, as a reflex, the monster stares into your future and kills all your children. Attacker suffers the destroyed genitals severe waist injury. Stares into the future and kills all your children.
That's
It's like, holy
amazing.
shit! Like, I've been playing this game for months and months, and like still stuff like that comes up, and it's just like astonishing. Like if I was trying to make a fucked up game, I was like, dude, let's make a really fucked up game with some really fucked up shit in it. I still wouldn't think to have a phoenix stare into the future, kill your children, and have that mean that your genitals are destroyed. Like,
Yeah, no shit, dude. That is
it's just the
crazy.
whole, yeah. I mean, I might think like, oh, wouldn't that be funny if something got sucked into a bird's anus? Like that might be funny, right? But I would like stuff like that. I just wouldn't think of. Like, I don't know. Game's nuts. Yeah, I don't know. The Phoenix is crazy though. Like the one thing that was really fucked up about it that made it like super difficult because it took forever and decapitated one of our people.
Oh
Is
wow.
its Great does it start with? Okay, so Zeal means at the end of each monster turn, perform the basic action, and the basic action is this thing. It's Razor Wind. So the basic action is a speed 2, 2 plus accuracy, 2 damage attack. So that's like more severe than the antelope or the lion. But then after it does that, it does Razor Wind. And Razor Wind costs survivors in the blast zone, which is anywhere in the 3 spaces, like as far back as you can go in the 3 spaces in front of it. Get knockback 7, bash, and bleed 1. So we were bleeding all over the place, and like knockback 7 is so far. Like even when you get up, you're still out of range.
Oh wow.
Um, and the problem is like it's instinct for when it has no target. So its targeting is just closest threat in range. If there are no threats in range, which means either everyone in range is knocked down from stupid Razor Wind, or knocked out of range by Razor Wind or whatever. Um, then if there's no target, it does Disdain, and Disdain causes it. You place the Phoenix back at the center of the Nightmare Tree, and the Nightmare Tree is in the middle of the table.
Mhm.
Um, and then it does Spiral Age basically, it, brain damage and Spiral Age. And so, like we had a couple of turns where like everybody was knocked down from like reflex, and then got like whoever wasn't knocked down from like a reflex or would get knocked down by Spiral Wind, and then it would move back to the center of the table, and it'd be so far away from everything that we'd spend like a full turn, like our full next turn, just moving towards it,
Oh shit.
like not accomplishing anything. And every time it moved back to the middle of the table, and my character had full screaming armor, and I would try to slam it, I couldn't, because I could slam it, but then I can't move like the tree that it's on is impassable terrain, so I can't move onto the tree to attack it. and my weapons don't have any range. So like I've got the full set, which means I can move